Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Up with Chris. Going for my first shave with Lather Bros, latest formulation, latest base, and the scents are outstanding anyway, but the latest one that I'm going to be using is this little sample. I say little sample, it is 22.25 ounce sample, so it's a good size, and this is Miami Mojito. Now the scent on this, I can get it open. Lime, basil and mint, that is literally what it says, and I can smell it all and it smells brilliant. It's a good 6 scent strength out of that little packet. I'm assuming the tub will be the same. It smells incredible, really nice. So what I've done today is I have popped it into my Saponificio Varicino shaving rail bowl, squished it all around the outside like so. Beautiful handled bowl, you just hold it like that, you can't go wrong. Lots of dimples and things in there, the dimples here, and it's got banana leafing around the outside of the bowl, which you can probably see down the bottom here where the soap is, but it's a little bit rough. It's an amazing little bowl. I'm going to be pairing that up today with the Graydog horsehair brush. Now as you can see, this is a very floppy brush. It's not got much density at all, but it's a really nice brush. Now it's got oak, I think, is it oak? Jeez, no it's not, it's Cocobolo, and I can't remember, I think this is a pink maple or something, I can't remember, memory's dreadful. But it's a beautiful brush. It's a little bit narrower at the top, but it's just absolutely lovely. It's got a great ergonomic feel to it. It's got a nice dimple on the bottom, that part of your hand just sits straight in there like that. Beautiful brush, really nice. Now, I haven't bowl lathered with a horsehair brush before. I haven't bowl lathered for quite a long time, so I've left a lot of moisture in the brush. I haven't flicked it all out, and I'm just going to go straight into this soap and see what we get. Straight away I can tell you right now I'm going to need more water. As you can see, it's starting to whip up already. So I'm just going to dip the tips and then reapply it to the bowl. Oh, what a scent. Now if you're into those sort of zesty, I mean basil and mint, or basil as it is in America, but basil and mint. I'm losing a few hairs in here. It's the only real downside for me with horsehair brushes, is they just seem to lose hair. I don't know what the Violon ones are like, whether they're better and don't lose quite as much, but certainly the ones that I've had from Graydog lose hair. It's not his fault, it's just they're not manufacturers that do this. That I don't know whether they're just not glued in well enough, or I'm not sure. Dip the tips again. Now, one thing I will say with this one is that it's quite thirsty. It's enjoying a really good drink of water. You can see it's just starting to slowly build now. So it's starting to get it's more of a load into the brush than it is an actual lather so far at this stage. Just got so many hairs in this bowl. Now, my bowl lathers aren't the best, I have to say. They're nowhere near the best. I think if you want to watch someone that's an absolute master of bowl lathering, you want to watch Don Young over at Wet the Face. That man can whip up a mean lather in a bowl. One thing I like about Don Young, people like Spencer Franco, you get what you see. They're very similar to me. They're a no bullshit channel. If something's shit, they tell you it's shit. Whether it hurts someone's feelings or not, that's just the way it is. Thankfully, most products these days that I use aren't shit. I don't know whether you can see the hairs in there, in the bottom of the bowl. But I'm just going to pick them out because they're doing mine in. So it's like 6 hairs I think so far. Now I will say, the lather looks a little bit airy, and I'm going to put that down to the fact that I'm bowl lathering. I'm not going to say that's anything to do with the soap really. I'm just not a great bowl lather. I've probably added too much water. Might not have added enough, I don't know. Trying to find the right consistency in a bowl for me, I find it quite difficult. I'm just going to keep whipping this up, and I hope that we get something that's, I mean that's definitely getting there. There's another here. So it's definitely getting there, as you can see. But still looks pretty airy in the bowl. And there's another freaking here. Yeah, it's the only downside to horsehair brushes I find. I would like them a little bit denser, like the other knot that was sent over to Spencer and the previous knot that I had in my other Graydog horsehair brush. There's another like 4 hairs in there. But that's whipping up a beautiful lather. So I'm going to finish it there, and then what I'll do is I'll just mix the rest of it on my face. I think that's the way to go. So here we go. Beautiful scent, really is nice. Very refreshing. This lather feels really nice as well. It's a little bit lighter feeling than it normally does. But like I say, I think that's partly to do with the fact that I lathered this in a bowl. It's actually a little bit dry, just at the tips. That's better, just that little touch of water there, not much, just enough. That's a pretty exceptional lather. I'm not, like I say, I'm no good at bowl lathers really, but that, as I hear, is a stunning bowl lather with a little touch of action on the face as well. More hairs falling out everywhere. Yeah, really nice lather. Right, so the razor for today is obviously going to be the Karve, you know that, and the blade for today is going to be this vintage Persona. Now, I'm looking forward to using this blade. Gosh, this is terrible, I can't remember his bloody name now. I tagged him on Instagram. You know who you are. And if you go on Instagram, you'll know who I'm talking about, because I tagged him on it. He sent me 3 of these blades over and 3 other blades. Now these Personas with the gold dot, I believe, were actually made in Glasgow between the years of 1946 to 1976. I'm not sure what year this one was exactly made, but it's an old blade, really old blade. Now it's obviously that sort of vintage of the Persona 64. Now as you can see, it is double wrapped. You can see the 4 dots of what would have been wax back then, but it's went so hard. And you can see there, there's sort of 4 dots around the outside of the blade as well. But this is a Persona made in the Great Britain, and I believe it was made in Glasgow. Pretty certain it was made in Glasgow. Has it got on here where it was made actually? I think it just says Great Britain. Yeah, made in Great Britain. But like I say, I did a little bit of research, not much, but I did a little bit of research on it, and I'm pretty sure these ones were made in Glasgow, at a factory in Glasgow. So we'll pop this straight onto the Karve razor. Very thick blade, I have to say. It's not a thin blade at all, it's quite a lot thicker than most of the modern blades. So I've got that loaded up into the Karve, as you can see there. I've got the C plate on this razor, it's the only plate I own at the moment, 0.85 blade gap, and it's a perfect everyday shaver. And as you can see, this lather has not budged. Just an excellent lather, and here we go, with the vintage Persona in the Karve. Oh. You know what? Vintage blades are just incredible. That, for me, feels even smoother than the spoiler. In fact, that's probably the smoothest blade I've ever used. That's incredible. The scent on the soap is beautiful. So nice. It's a great scent strength, and because you've got those 3 scents, you can smell them all. you smell a different one every now and then, so the scent is constantly there, you're not losing the scent. God, it feels like there's no blade in this razor. Wow. Now, to think these blades could actually be older than my dad, that's quite amazing. It is absolutely sensationally smooth. I cannot. I'm trying to think of what his bloody name was. It sent me over. But he is a Glasgow man. Residual slickness so far, didn't feel that great there. Bear in mind this is a sample. I'm not a sample fan at all. I've never had a great shave from a sample. But that's still nice. There's no jittering, no skipping or anything. Yeah, it's definitely a good layer there, but it doesn't feel quite right. I'll give you a better idea of it whenever I use the full tubs. I'll be able to really get a good idea of it then when I face lather and do it the way I normally shave. Right, I'm just going to grab some of this soap out the bowl. Beautiful scent, great scent strength. Just going to dip the tips. Just needs a little bit more action. Now, there's no menthol in this soap at all, but the mint gives you that nice cool feeling, it really does. Very similar to Elvado, Royal Tahitian Lime, a little bit of mint, and it just makes that difference. Obviously the scent of this one, it makes the big difference. So here we go, across the grain with the vintage Persona blade. Oh, I'll tell you what. Oh. The spoiler blade from Gillette is very similar. This, for me, is smoother, it's sharper. I don't even feel it, it's just melting the hair off. The strange thing with these blades is people say, well, they made them so good that people weren't buying enough of them, so it sort of defeated the purpose. If they made a blade like this nowadays, that was this smooth off the bat and this sharp and this amazing, I would buy them and use them for 1 or 2 shaves if they were reasonably priced, and just use them for that and just get that amazing first couple of shaves from it, and then pop another one in. Wow, it really is a sensational shaving blade. The soap's really protective, really slick. Just going to go back to the bowl and just whip this a little bit. Scoop that out. The slickness is really building now. After that first one, the residual slickness that's really slick now. Like I say, especially bowl lathers, I never seem to get a great idea of the soap of a bowl lather. I just get a much better feel for it. I can really build the lather better from a face lather. But this has worked really, really well. But I'll have to agree with Spencer, the horsehair brush actually does well on the bowl. This one especially, because it is so floppy, works really well on the bowl compared to face lathering. Couple of little weepers there. Super close. Just realised no shirt on today. I will stuff it. I know you guys are sick of seeing the hairy monster. Outstanding. It really is. Right, now in terms of the soap, I have to say at this stage, I can't really tell much difference on it because I've bowl lathered, I've used a sample, and I've used a brush which I don't really make the best lathers with, so it wouldn't be fair to say at the moment whether it's better or not. I would say it's as good as the previous formula that I've got. So it'll be interesting, once I get stuck in with a brush that I trust, do a face lather, and do it the way I normally do it, I'll be able to give a much better comparison of it. A couple of little weepers there. The blade's so smooth, it was almost at the point where I felt like I had to give it a little bit more, and I think that's what I've done, unfortunately. So it's caused me a couple of bits of irritation, but nothing major. In terms of smoothness, cannot grumble. Right, let me go and grab some alum, just to sort of finish all this off here. Not something I use too often, alum. actually quite enjoy the feeling from it. You get a light burn tingle from it. Tastes like shit though. Right, I think that's me done and dusted. I'm not going to put any post shave on just now, I shall sort that out later, but that's a really, really, really close shave. Looks super close. I mean, I've got this little, I think it's actually a little cut, a little nick. That blade is really sharp, but it's so smooth you don't really know what's going on. I mean, that's super, super close. Post shave is going to be a bit difficult to tell you about just now because I've used the alum. The alum seems to suck a bit of moisture out of your skin, but it still feels very, very well hydrated, my skin. Yeah, really impressed with that blade. The soap performed really well. I'm just going to rinse out the bowl now. It is quite a soft soap. I was able to sort of just squish it onto the side of the bowl very, very easily. So if you prefer to take your soaps out of the bowls, out of your tubs and actually bowl lather them, this stuff will work a treat. And as you've seen, I'm not a great bowl latherer, but I got a good lather from it. Well, it was better than good. Right, so the soap today was Miami Mojito from Lather Bros. Beautiful scented soap, beautiful performing soap, really slick. Yeah, it's a good little nick there. I might need to whap that with a styptic pencil when I'm finished. Worked really well. It smells great. They're just awesome soaps from really nice people. And used the Saponificio Varacino shaving grail bowl, which is a stunning bowl, with the Graydog horsehair brush to whip up the lather. Really, really nice brush. Lovely ergonomic handle, really comfortable to use, and it whips up a great lather. It does do a good job, whether it's bowl or face lathering. I just prefer a little bit more stiffness in the backbone of it so it's not so floppy. Excuse me. The Karve razor, once again, outstanding shaver, solid brass, CNC machined, 0.85 blade gap. And it's just a beautiful razor. I'm not a fan of brass, but it's still a really nice razor. I can't wait to get hands on the stainless steel. And the blade for today was a vintage Persona, believed to be made in Glasgow, over in Scotland, between 1946 and 1976. I'm pretty sure that's where they were made. And it's an exceptionally smooth, sharp blade, which I really, really enjoyed. I'll get a few more uses into it, see how it feels over the next few shaves. At this stage, I would say it's going to surpass this Gillette spoiler for my favourite blade, which is incredible. These vintage blades are just off the charts good. Yeah, that is a beautiful shave. My skin feels great actually, it feels really moisturised even though I've used alum, which does tend to draw the moisture out, but oh, yeah, really nice. And that's close, that's super close for me personally, really, really nice. I finished off the shave today just with this little bad boy, which is what's left of my Razor Rock alum block, and as you can see there, it was a very sort of hollow, crystally crap made alum block, which I wasn't really very pleased with. It crumbled and broke away after sort of the first few uses, so yeah, just not the best. If it had all been like this, where it's rock hard solid, like you can see how solid that is compared to how porous that is, it would have been a much better alum block because it is very smooth. And it was lovely to rub on the face, but obviously just crumbled away and dissolved. So, downside to the Razor Rock alum blocks might just have been mine that was shit. But other than that, what a shave. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for a shave with a full tub of the new Lather Bros formula. Cheers.